Anyway, you know what I'm going to do here right now? I'm going to take some Twitter questions right now, all right? That's what we're going to do today on this. Y'all have already turned this into a goddamn Bathhouse Thursday. So I'm going to go ahead and take some Twitter questions. All you got to do is tweet at me right now, Politics Ghost. All one word, no underscores, Politics Ghost here. Is your circle going to have doxers? No, it's not going to have doxers, man, all right? And to be honest with you folks, I mean, unless you're some real spotlighted person, doxing is really meaningless, to be honest with you. I mean, unless you've got one, like, real fat loser that just likes messing with you because you keep giving them attention or something of that nature, doxing isn't really like that big of a deal. I mean, now, it's a big deal for somebody like me. It's a big deal for somebody like, these YouTube stars. As a matter of fact, I think that's the reason why YouTube demonetized a lot of these losers like Keemstar and all these other idiots. Because these morons were playing these games like, hey, I'm going to dox this person, then I'm going to dox this. And, I mean, they were playing that game, and I think that YouTube had to curb that. They had to do something about it. You know what I mean? I mean, there's a culture on there that's fruity yet vulgar, What was my favorite my favorite game on the Dreamcast? Jesus Christ, man. I don't know, man. Probably. Gee, that was a long time ago, man. I don't really know. Jesus Christ, what was that name? Some racing game. I forgot what freaking racing game it was called, for Christ's sake. Anyway, not a big deal. It's not important, for Christ's sake, all right? Who else we got going on here? Hold on, let me get some more questions here. I got a bunch of stupid, dumbass, freaking idiot, goddamn freaking images, for Christ's sake. I have a question. What happens behind the scenes, like what you do before you start each episode? Well, that's a very good question, man. I actually, for about an hour to 2 hours, I actually sit and figure out what exactly I'm going to talk about on the show. I mean, I actually research. I do a lot of extensive research on all kinds of stuff. So, I mean, at least for a good 2 hours before the show, I'm actually, getting ready, figuring it out, so on and so forth. So that's pretty much what I do. And then make sure Templeton's got a freaking treat in his hole, and that's it, all right? How many languages do you speak? I don't really want to say, okay? Will the South rise again? I don't think so, unfortunately. And if it does, it's not going to be pretty. Do you like Huey Lewis in the News? I actually do like Huey Lewis in the News. Not too bad. I like their first and some of their second album. Then they started, fruiting up. I think Huey himself started doing too much coke, and you could tell in his music. I'm telling you, you can tell, for Christ's sake. What else we got here? Dreamcast racing games, Sega GT, Sega Rally, Metropolis Street Racing, Crazy Taxi. No, I don't think that's what it was, man. Jesus Christ, I forgot what the damn game was. I forgot. Anyway, what is my favorite? One of my favorite books. Believe it or not, man, one of my favorite books is Malcolm X's autobiography, as told to by Alex Haley. All right, because once you read that book, and look, I've read it at least about 50 times. All right, I know that book by heart. That's why I know so much about the Black Stripe in general. It's because you witness in this book the evolution of a man who used to be a criminal-minded, typical ghetto-fied individual who was induced into degeneracy and crime, and you basically witness him in this book, change his life and turn into a moral person, just no longer affiliating with alcohol, no longer affiliating with, any of the philandering, or actually became a moral leader and attempted to try to, get his people into a moral path of legitimacy. And unfortunately, the byproduct of that was haterade. You know what I mean? I mean, that's really the most tragic part about Malcolm X's life, was that he dedicated his life attempting to try to help his people, and the byproduct of that was his own people killed him. I mean, his own Nation of Islam folk killed him, for Christ's sake, man. I mean, do you remember when Malcolm X's daughter confronted freaking Louis Farrakhan, for Christ's sake? She accused Louis Farrakhan of having something to do with killing her father. So that right there is a precarious. I like that book a lot, to be honest with you. Let's see, another book I like. Jesus Christ, there's so many, man. I like all Sherlock Holmes books. All right, I have the whole collection of Sherlock Holmes. That's a little secret that you all don't know about me. All right. All right, Sir Conan Doyle, man, what a brilliant writer. What a brilliant writer. As a matter of fact, if you want to get yourself a little bit more in tune with the laws of deduction and understanding how to interpret certain things based on observation, I strongly advise you to read Sherlock Holmes. And the reason I like Sherlock Holmes is because he's like an anti-hero. You know what I'm saying? He was like the anti-hero. He's this guy, you know, he was a flawed character. He had good intentions. He wanted to solve crimes. But then when he wasn't solving crimes, when he wasn't doing his work, he was a cocaine addict. Yeah, believe it or not. And not to mention, not only was Sherlock Holmes a cocaine addict, he would shoot it up. I mean, he would mainline cocaine in the 1800s, for Christ's sake. Good God! And not to mention, folks, I mean, there's a lot of history in Sherlock Holmes as well. You know, Watson, you know, his right-hand man, for Christ's sake, was actually, according to the story, this is all fiction, it came out of the imagination of Sir Conan Doyle, he was a veteran of the Indian occupation by England. You know, they called it the Indian War, but it was the imperial takeover of the goddamn the whole freaking country of India by England. And Watson got injured in that war, and in the beginning of the story, he's pretty dejected and doesn't really know what he's going to do with his life. He's kind of disabled, and that's when he meets Sherlock Holmes, and you know, the rest is history. I strongly advise anybody. Look, I know I talk garbage about fiction. That's the only fiction that I will ever suggest is Sherlock Holmes. And the reason that I say this, all right? The reason that I say this is because it just, I mean, the way it's written, I mean, it gives you the perspective, the mindset, the mental capacity of a Sherlock Holmes. The laws of deduction, man. I'm telling you, very good stuff. I've read all the books of Sherlock Holmes, man, all the books. Anyway, what do we got here? What was your greatest capitalist feat ever? Running from the bottom. You understand? That's what my greatest capitalist feat. Because let me tell you, where I am today, in my position, where I am today, independent capitalist, don't have to answer to anybody. I do what I feel. I do what I like. A long way from where I came from. And let me tell you something else, man. When you don't have mommy and daddy, and look, I don't blame my mom and dad. They were hard-working people, but they were just, you know, they were middle class. They didn't save some kind of college fund for yours truly back in those days. They didn't have the foresight to go out and be entrepreneurial and those kinds of things. They were hard workers, but the bottom line is that you know, once I became 18, I was pretty much out on my goddamn own. All right. All right, and I had to go out and fend for myself. I had to go take care of myself, and I didn't have anybody. You know, all these little pissant little kids nowadays, these freaking college kids, whenever something goes wrong, for Christ's sake, what do? They call mama. They call daddy, for Christ's sake. You know what I'm saying? Can't do that. And what if they're not there? What if you ain't got nobody? What if you ain't got nobody? What, are you going to sit there and cry all day? What, are you going to piss and moan? You got to freaking stand up and say, hey, this is my life. It belongs to me, and I'm going to carve out my own destiny, boy. I'm going to utilize capitalism to carve out my own destiny. That's exactly what I've done. That's my biggest feat, is running from the bottom, baby. You understand that? Goddamn right. Running from the bottom. what do I consider my greatest accomplishment? My wife. All right? And I genuinely mean that. I'm not joking around. All right? That's my greatest accomplishment. And I'm not trying to say that to win brownie points or anything of that nature. I genuinely mean it, man. I mean, without her, I'd probably be a goddamn loose cannon. You know what I mean? I'd probably be a loose cannon. Going out drinking, getting into bar fights, for Christ's sake. You know what I mean? Seriously. Anyway, let me continue going here. Can I buy out your business? Well, no, I don't think so. No, you don't. No, you can't. What would you say it's time to implement full-blown meme war against Obama and UN's internet grant? I think it's all out now. That's what I've been saying for the past couple of days. We got to, for Christ's sake. Are you going to stop doing this shit show? Well, why are you listening, huh? If it's so much crap, why are you listening? I'll tell you why you listen, okay? I'm going to tell why you haters listen to me, okay? Because you know that you are in complete amazement of the absolute diversity of one's intellectual prowess that I display on a consistent basis on this show. I mean, it is perplexing. It is mind-boggling, the amount of knowledge that is literally within the realm of this beautiful brain that I've got going on here. I'm not joking around here, all right? I'm not kidding, all right? And the reason you hate me is because, well, you just know so much stuff, and you're so cool, and you have so many personalities, and you know how to communicate, and I just hate you. I just hate you. I hate you. Yeah, well, keep hating. You know what I mean? Because if you hated me that much, you'd be ignoring me now, would you, boy? Oh, my God. What was the biggest danger you've ever faced? I'm going to be completely honest with you, folks. I have literally almost died at least 12 times in my life. I mean, seriously almost died. Seriously, where it's not just, seriously almost died, all right? I don't know if I'm lucky or unlucky, but I consider it lucky. As a matter of fact, folks, I've been struck by lightning a few times, too. I mean, not me personally, but I've been in two cars that have been struck by lightning, and I literally got struck by lightning. Well, not I did, but the home I had in Leander one time got struck by lightning, and literally what happened is when the freaking it struck like some freaking area of my house, all right, and the lightning went through my goddamn the plumbing pipes, for Christ's sake, busted my plumbing. I mean, not only was my house half on fire from the goddamn lightning strike, I had freaking water just all over the place, for Christ's sake. I mean, my wife was flipping out. I didn't know what the hell to do, for Christ's sake. I mean, good God, that was screwed up. I'll tell you, that right there, that was screwed up, all right? That was a long time ago, as a matter of fact. I haven't lived that house in a long time, but that's a true story, all right? I'm not joking around. That's true damn story, for Christ's sake, all right? Anyway, it says, where do you get your initial startup money? Were you always self-employed? No, I was not always self-employed, all right? Well, let me take that back, okay? I've been employed by real jobs probably about maybe 3 years of my life, okay? Now, I didn't get my seed money initially from that job. I actually saved up from a lot of the independent stuff that I used to do. As a matter of fact, I was a very entrepreneurial kid as a child. I don't want to get into what I did as a child that made a lot of money. As a matter of fact, well, I don't want to get into this, but anyway, I worked for about 3 years with the money that I've already had. And then from then on, I just decided that, hey, I'm not working for anybody else, all right? I'm my own man. That's all there is to it, all right? And it's just my life, all right? This is my goddamn life, thoughts on the Confederate flag. Well, people say that it's a racist flag, but they don't even understand what the hell that flag stands for. You know what? They don't even understand that that flag is a Scottish flag. It is Scottish in origin. I mean, you know, people think, oh, the Confederate flag, it means racism, it means, I don't know, rebel, or whatever the hell it means. Do you know that that blue cross that's on the flag of the Confederate flag is the cross of St. Andrews? Yeah, St. Andrews, Scotland, for Christ's sake, man. All right? I mean, do you get it? I mean, that's what I'm saying, man. I mean, it has nothing to do with like, oh, it's racism, it's this, it's that. It has everything to do with the origins of the agriculturalists who basically comprised most of the South. I mean, the majority of the South, with all due respect, derived from Scotland and derived from this part of Europe, for Christ's sake. So that's why I'm saying, I mean, you know, people need to know the history and the origins of what the hell they're talking about. I mean, is there something racist about St. Andrews? I mean, that's really what the blue cross on the Confederate flag means. It's the cross of St. Andrews. Jesus Christ. Anyway, okay, here we go. I'm not saying that question, for Christ's sake. If you had only one bullet, would you shoot Keemstar or Leafy? I'd tell them both to line up, back to back, and just put one bullet in them both. All right, and that's if I had to do it. I don't wish, I don't wish any ill will on those guys. They're just a couple of schmucks just trying to make a buck. I only hate them because I think they're talentless twats. But there's no ill will here. I just think that they're just talentless. That's all. All right. I'm serious. I mean, they're just talentless. That's it. All right. I mean, I'm not hating on them. They're making a buck. All right. So that's all there is to it. All right. I don't feel any ill will towards them. I just think they're talentless. And now they got to put their money where their mouth is, huh? Now they're going to be like, all right, well, if you want to go ahead and broadcast, if you want to go out and do this, well, you got to put your money where your mouth is there, boy. You got to get your own website. You got to serve your own goddamn content now, huh? You got to put your money where your mouth is there, boy. Jesus Christ. Anyway, look, folks, I know that I'm probably getting everybody a little bit off keister here because people don't want to, people don't want to talk about some of these subject matters, but, come on, man, all right? Boxers or briefs? Man, I'm not answering that, for Christ's sake. These people out here are, they probably start waxing their carrot thinking about it, for Christ's sake. What do you think about Pepe the Frog? I think it's just meme warfare, baby. Understand? I think it's just meme warfare, and it's just the internets being the internets. Is Pluto a planet? Who cares? All right? Seriously, who the hell cares? Oh, yeah. Hey, remember when I was talking about that stupid, ridiculous radio signal that was supposedly from some goddamn alien planet, alien star, some crap? Well, lo and behold, a report came out today that it was a false alarm, that it was a freaking microwave or some kind of crap like that. What did I tell you, huh? What did I tell you? The prognosticator of prognosticators strikes again. Woo! Oh, my God, I told you. You people want to believe in aliens. Man, let me tell you something, right? Let me tell you something right now. All right? We're stuck here. We ain't going nowhere. We ain't going nowhere. We are stuck here. That's all there is to it. That's all there is. We're stuck here, man. We're stuck. Anyway, look, let me move on here. As a matter of fact, it's already about close to 6:45 out here in Austin, Texas, for Christ's sake. I need to get the hell out of here. All right, seriously. I mean, y'all already turned this goddamn broadcast into a fruit bowl Thursday. What is it? Bathhouse Thursday, whatever the hell it is. I don't even know what the hell goddamn day it is, for Christ's sake. I'm so pissed. Anyway, folks, I want to thank everybody for tuning in with me.
let me tell you something else, all right? I'm sick and tired of all these numbnuts out here that think that they're so cute trying to troll me. Let me tell you something right now, all right? All you people that claim that, aren't you end the show? And you want to know why you keep listening? Huh? You want to know why you keep listening, you anal object aficionado, tainted tuna taco smelling, blue ball blowing, tape tonguing, rusty trombone playing, dirty Sanchez loving, Cincinnati bow tie receiving, kebab meat bag chewing, pieces of nipple clap loving, butt plug up the ass looking, chicken eating cornboy trash. You want to know why you're listening to me? Because you're addicted to genius, baby. You're addicted to genius, baby. So give me your hate. Give it to me. Give me your hate. Give me your energy. I can feel it. I can feel it. I can feel it on this fiber optically connected world that we call the internet. I can feel your hatred, and I like it. I like it. I like it. So keep hating, fatty. Keep hating. I like it. I like it. I like it. All right. Anyway, folks, I better get out of here before I go off keister here, all right? Anyway, folks, I will be here tomorrow for Baller Friday. And let me tell you something right now. You better not ruin my Baller Friday, boy, all right? I'm getting in some decent spirits here, all right? I'm getting in some decent spirits here. And by God, I'm kind of heel-clicking about these YouTube stars, for Christ's sake, huh? Demonetizing these stupid damn talentless twats, for Christ's sake. I love hearing them cry. I love hearing them scream. They should have taken the money and done something with it, but no. They are nothing but losers. They are idiots. And I love seeing people that think that they're so great. I love seeing people that think they're so wonderful. I love seeing people that think they're so goddamn cute being chopped down to size, being slapped down to reality. All right? Like balls the size of grapefruits being slapped upside their chin, knocking them back, and they realize that they are insignificant little nothings. That no one really cares if they're making a living or not making a living, just as long as they're shitting out their stupid little twat content. The little twat content. As a matter of fact, I feel sorry for the YouTube stars. I feel sorry for the YouTube stars. As a matter of fact, I am going to have what should I have? I should have a donation rally. All right? Let's donate Toys for Twats. All right? Toys for Twats is what we are going to start raising for the out-of-work YouTubers so that they can have a good Christmas this Christmas. All right? Toys for Twats. All right? That's the new nonprofit. I'm gonna try to see if I can make it. Toys for Twats. Donate your toys to your local dejected, laid-off YouTube star. All right? Go ahead and forward your toys. Toys for Twats is what we need, for Christ's sake, because every twat needs a toy, doesn't it? Every YouTube twat needs a toy.